Hi beautiful, I'm Cassidy. I'm so happy that you're here taking time to stretch with me. In my 20 plus years of teaching Pilates, these are some of my favorite standing glute stretches. These stretches will help relieve your aches and pains, give you more range of motion, de-stress, decompress, and maybe even give you a little bit more energy. This is ideal for beginners. Let's get to it. You're gonna start in a nice relaxed standing position, and you're gonna bring one leg up in towards your chest, just like this. And you're gonna feel this stretch in your glutes and possibly in your lower back. If you feel like you have to focus too much on your balance, you can use a chair to help stabilize. It'll look like this. This way you can focus more on the stretch instead of trying to balance, and that's absolutely fine. As you're in the stretch, you want to try to lengthen your spine as best you can. Be careful that you don't start slumping. You do want to try to maintain as much length as possible. See if you can hold it for 15 to 30 seconds, and then when you're ready, switching sides. Starting in that nice relaxed standing position, and then bringing the knee up, pulling it in toward your chest. So you feel that stretch getting into your glute max and possibly your lower back if it's tight. Making sure that you're breathing, not holding your breath or holding tension in your body. Really trying to anchor down into your standing leg foot. Try to feel grounded. And that's it. Nicely done. All right, we're gonna go into a standing glute stretch. So you wanna hold on to the chair so you don't have to focus on your balance. And then you're going to bend the standing leg, cross ankle over knee, and go into a sitting position. And you're gonna feel that stretch going into the back of the hip, stretching out the glute. If the front of your hip is tight, you may feel it there too, and that's absolutely fine. The more you bend the knee and try to stick your booty out behind you, the more you'll feel the stretch. Just to give you another angle, as you're going into the stretch, you're hinging in the pelvis, right? Right at the pelvis. You really want to feel like you're sticking your booty out behind you, trying to open up the back of your hips as much as possible. You're going to feel that stretch in the glute here and possibly in the front of the hip if it's tight. That's common, that's fine. And then you want to try to be in this stretch for 15 to 30 seconds. I would suggest keeping your abs engaged to help protect the low back. If you do want to challenge your balance, it's absolutely fine to take your hand off the chair. Do whatever feels right and safe for you. You do want to try just to use the chair as a tool and not a crutch. So just lightly have your fingertips on it. Ooh, I am getting a good stretch. Are you? All right, let's switch sides. All right, crossing ankle over knee, bending the standing leg, going into the stretch. The deeper you bend the knee, the more stretch you will get. You should feel that in the back of the hip or possibly the front of the hip or both. I am feeling it. Breathing into the stretch, really trying to stick the booty cheeks out. Spreading those sit bones. Breathing. It should feel like a good stretch. It is for me. Feels really good. This is such a great stretch for hip mobility. Excellent, nicely done. All right, so now we're gonna stretch the hip in the other direction, the internal rotation. So using your chair, you're gonna place your leg that you're stretching on the chair in an internal rotation, right? So before we were in that external rotation, which is this way, right? So now we're going into the internal rotation. And then from there, you're just gonna bend that standing leg and you're gonna feel that stretch in the inner thighs, those hip flexors, possibly in the front of the hip again. You can take your free hand and rest it on your thigh for additional support, that's fine. And then that's it, you're just gonna kind of sink into it. Go down as far as you feel safe. You wanna honor where your body's at. Breathing into it. You got this. Let's just take a couple more breaths here, just trying to deepen into the stretch. Do check that your knee is going over your middle toes so you have nice alignment of your foot, knee, and hip. Excellent. Okay, let's switch sides. All right, so bending that standing leg as much as you feel safe, opening up the hips, right? Knee going over the middle toes, using your hand on your thigh for support if you want to. Feeling that stretch in the hip flexors, possibly the front of the hip, that's all fine. Remembering to breathe. See if you can stay as upright as possible. Try not to lean forward too much. You should feel the stretch. I feel it. It's a good stretch. It's important to stretch your hips in both directions, right? You want to keep your mobility, keep that range of motion for your hip joint. Excellent, nicely done. All right, you did it. Give yourself some props. Stretching is so good for the body. You did good today. If you have any questions about the stretches or you're looking for some modifications, let me know, leave a comment below. I'm happy to help you. So FYI, this is part 3 of 5. You can access part 4 in the description below or possibly at the end of the video. It'll be waiting for you whenever you're ready and I will meet you there. See you soon. Are you ready for exclusive content, early access to content, and other perks? Join us on Patreon. Click on the link in the description of this post for more. Special shout out to my Vital 7 stars. Thank you for making this video possible.